Today I want to talk about PowerDirector and their AI editing. You can do stuff like this. And that's pretty awesome, but you can also do things like erase the background and add quirky things to the moving objects in your photos like this. Some of these work vertically or horizontally, and we're going to talk about those. And some of them, you can do more than what it just says with it. We'll talk about all the different AI editing options on PowerDirector now, and I am using Android. Now, I do know that some Android devices have not gotten this update yet, and I believe they're putting out beta to the people that have been with PowerDirector for a long time. I could be wrong, but I have seen comments online saying that people don't have it yet on their Androids. Now, I do, so we will play with it today. iPhone probably had it already for a while now, but we'll talk about the different ways that you can use it and why maybe the background cutout could come in handy in more ways than you might think of. And we'll talk about some of their faults and what PowerDirector could maybe do to make them better in the future. But this is a cool step in the right direction. Let's get right in to PowerDirector, and I'll show you the first one, which is the plug and plays. And the plug and play ones, you unfortunately have to only do it vertically. But they're very easy to do, easy access. You can adjust them easily and all that. Let's hop in it and I'll show you. It is right here at the top of the screen. You can see it on the right-hand side. It's pretty obvious. It says AI Effects. You click on it and it does show you examples of each one. Now, if you see next to it, it shows 2 clips on that one clip on this one clip, 2 clips. So you have an option. The one I was liking that is a 2-clip one is this one that's called Cool. And that's the one I showed you here at the beginning. I like how that one looks. Some of them have weird overlays that, I'm not necessarily trying to use, like, stars and stuff. It's just kind of what you're trying to use it for. But I felt like the Cool one was pretty simple, and it doesn't really like add anything that's an overlay that's like too specific to a situation. So that one's really cool for a 2-clip, and I think the flame one's pretty cool for a 1-clip if you want something like intense. Like, I'll show you real quick. We'll try it now. Let's try the flame one with 1 clip, and we can just pick a clip. And if you don't know, we did a long vacation, and I'm just now getting back, so there's a lot of video coming out on this trip that we took. And so let's go ahead and hit next, and it starts looking through the video, and it loads it in. And so I can go with that, or I can edit when it stops. So you can click on the different spots down at the bottom, but the first one's the one you're going to want to edit. The second one's like the still image that it pulls. So I can edit this so that it changes where it's picking the still image. And on your edit, it's going to pick the still image from like the last spot. So it's a 2-second duration on this one, or it says that down there. And I want to play it so I see where it ends.
Has a lot of sand in her shoe right now. Rosa has a...
Yeah, so actually, the best one on this was probably the first part.
She didn't wear her hiking.
I'm just talking trash on my wife not wearing her hiking boots. All right. I liked it at the beginning, so we'll just go ahead and use that beginning one. So you can just hit done, and it goes in, and it's going to be the same spot, but you could have adjusted it, and it would change what it is where it stops. And so that's a lot of fun. The 2-clip one's the same way. You just have 2 different clips, and then you can edit the first one. You can't edit the still because it's going to just pick the still wherever the end of that first edit is. Pretty simple to use. They're fun. Then you go and you deliver it, you produce it, and then you can go ahead and use these for just a reel. All right, let's get into doing one, and we're going to do it horizontal just so it fills the screen here on this full video, but you can do these other ones vertically or horizontal. All right, for this next effect, we'll show it in a couple different ways. So if you click on your clip in the timeline, it gives you the pencil in the bottom. If you need to know this stuff, you should watch other videos before getting into this. And now this gives you everything you can edit the clip in. So AI effect is right there in the beginning. And this is going to give you your different ones like the light streaks. And here's a thing about these ones. So these are detecting motion in the scene, and if you're not on a tripod, it's going to detect some of your background moving. And you'll notice it in my clip that it goes over the background. And it's because my camera's moving, and the AI is thinking that the rest of the scene is something moving in the image. So these are best used on a tripod, and I will show you that this is a tripod image, and I actually just did this. So because nothing else in the scene's moving, it's doing a great job with it. So if you're on a tripod, this works the best. And that's going to be the same for the background eraser, but we'll get into that here in just a second. So it's doing pretty darn good at picking me up. And then so on all these, you can adjust them. So if you just click on it, after you've selected it, you click on it, and then you can adjust size. And most of these, the size is just like how big it is. Some of them, it's the actual like thickness of the actual. So like this one, it would be the thickness when you hit size. It's the thickness of the beam going around. So you can make it super big. You can do it thin. And you can do the length of it, make it longer so that it takes up more space. I like it really long. I think that looks kind of cool. The offset brings it away from the skin. You can pull it real tight so that it hugs you. So yeah, so works best on a tripod. You can use it in moving, but you're going to expect it to go around and actually show up on random stuff. See how it glitches a little bit? It's because it's looking for movement in it and it doesn't have it down yet, knowing
I'm not gonna do that.
that the camera's moving and that the things in the image aren't moving. So on a tripod's when these all are going to work the best, which is great anyways, because if you're going to use them for like reels and stuff like that, which is the most time people like to throw fun stuff like this in, you're going to be vertical, you're going to put it on a tripod, and you're going to do what you need to do in your thing. So I'm going to get rid of this real quick. The background eraser only works when your clip in your timeline is on the second layer. Now, something fun I'm going to do here, because this is one of the coolest ways to use the background eraser, is I'm going to first duplicate my clip, and then I'm going to drag the first version of it straight down. And that makes the second version of it go right over the top of it. And so I just have two of the same clip over the top of each other. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to the top clip, and I'm going to add an effect and go to blur. And this is giving me my background blur. Gaussian blur is what I want. You could do gradial or something else, but I'm not going to see it right now because my lower clip's over the top of it. But I know from experience that I'm going to want it lower. Something like a 9 or even like a 5. 6 will work. Now that I'm here, I'm going to go down to my second clip, which is the one that I'm going to add the effect to. And this allows you to add the cutout. You always were able to do the chroma key on it. That's always been a thing, but now remove background is the new kind of AI effect for it. So I've removed the background, and did you notice that the background went blurry for me? So look. Now this can be glitchy, and it's glitchy if you have too many objects in your background. So we'll see how this looks real quick. Let's play it. And it actually looks pretty decent. So I've got enough separation from me and my background to make it look pretty decent. Now I had done it before where it screwed up a little bit. Just to check, let's add an image in the background just to see how well it's actually cutting me out. So instead of this up here, we're going to add an image. We're going to delete this clip up here so that it brings our image over. All right, so you can see some of the faults in it. And we'll try this on another clip that has a more even background for me. But as I play it, you see some of the spots where it clips around. So as of right now, this is like on the level of if you change your background out in a Zoom call. And it does an okay job if that's just something where you want to throw something else in. But if you're not have a solid background for it to identify the difference in color, it's going to have a hard time doing it. We're going to try it with this other one where I have less busy stuff in my background because, like, look how busy my background is. So I have a very busy background behind me, and it's having a hard time distinguishing the difference between my shirt and some of the objects in the background. So let's go ahead and just try another clip. And we're going to duplicate like before. We're going to drag it down. And that way we're right here. And let's go ahead and blur the heck out of it. This time I'm just going to blur it a lot since there's not a lot to blur back there, so you won't really see it. So we'll go Gaussian blur. And I'll just blur the heck out of it. I won't even mess with it, so it's going to be blurring at like 50%. And then we'll go ahead and do the cutout. And let's just see if it's better or worse or what. All right, so here we go. So we've got a full cutout with an extreme blur behind me. And it looks like it's glitching less since I have less things here. Now we're experimenting together with this right now, guys, because I haven't actually played with this with a flat background before. I was just kind of trying to throw stuff in it. It looks a lot better, but I'm also hand holding this. So definitely looks a lot better than when I had a busy background. So I would definitely say a background that's a color that's different than anything you have on or your skin tone. And then keeping it on a tripod. Another fun thing that you could do with this, added bonus, guys, because if I bring down one more layer, let's get rid of the blur. So we're just going to see the same background basically that we were seeing before. So get rid of the blur, and then we're going to add text in here. And this is going to get fun here. So we're going to add text in. Let's go. Let's do POW. Let's bring a POW down here. This is where it's getting kind of cool. Because you can now you can throw in text behind you. So many options. Just using this background eraser helps you add some dynamic to your video. I'm going to just do I want to animate my text a little bit. Just see it play through. Just so we can see if it's glitching at all or whatever. I don't know. Pretty cool. So what do you think? Pretty simple. It's super cool. Easy to use. That plug and play one's just fast. You can get reels and shorts out there quickly by using that. Or you can get really in depth using the cutout and the other AI effects they have inside of PowerDirector. They're so fun. And if you enjoy doing fun edits, check out this clone effect video I did on PowerDirector. Very fun and easy to do. So go and check that one out. If you guys enjoyed this video, do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to see more PowerDirector videos and other budget video editing tips and tricks. I am posting about that trip we took a lot. I'll have some stuff on here, but also check out my other channel, Swirling Eddie. I'll link it down in the description, so go ahead and go over there, follow that channel to see all the travel videos that I'm going to be making in the next few months, because I took so much footage while we were on a month-long trip. And until next week, guys, go check out my full playlist on PowerDirector, learn all the fun stuff. You can go to the beginning and start from there. And go shoot something awesome. Don't forget to post your work. Have fun. Peace out. I'll see you later with another one. Bye, guys.